Well, when we're in our normal 4-3, then we got the two groups rolling and getting Muhammad and Brad opportunities at the same time, but trying to get everyone enough reps where they can show what they can do. Right now, it's been just a lot of learning, kind of going through, learning and installing a lot, and then watching film and then getting some reps on the field. But after, I think, tomorrow or the next day, we'll start interaction with the offense, and that's when reps and opportunity to move up or move back will start happening.
You guys went through a lot last year with injuries and just breaking in new bodies, but how much has that maybe paid off at this point? Oh,
it's helped definitely. We've just more experience. Guys that might not have gotten an opportunity just because of where they were on the depth chart had an opportunity. That stand out are Chris and Marcus Newby. They were guys that early on in the season weren't high enough up because for whatever reason, guy either beat them out or they didn't show what we needed to. And then they got an opportunity and showed that they could play, so it just adds depth to us, so it was huge.
So Dedrick's coming out of the shell a little bit. Dedrick Young, he's kind of a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more rooted into things.
Yeah, I mean, when he got here last year, he was an 18-year-old kid, just out of high school, and all of a sudden he's asked to go play in front of 92,000 people on Saturdays and all that, and he handled it extremely well, and very mature kid. And yeah, he's coming out of his shell. He's starting to talk and open up a little bit more, so it's been fun to see that.
How do you see his game evolving and getting better? Like, what do you want him to work on? What do you want him to get better at?
Big thing with him, just pulling the trigger. He makes great decisions, and then just trusting it on a consistent basis to go make the play. And then always working on his pass rush ability. That's something we thought he improved on in the spring, and we just got to keep working it.
The feeling you had August 6th last year compared to today, how different is that?
A lot different, for many reasons. Not just the depth at my position, but just the way our defense overall understanding of what we're doing. We've put them against a lot of plays, that we took from last year's season that hurt us, and ran them against them out here. And the understanding and how we've covered them is night and day from where we were last year. So those things are just fun to see and good to see that their understanding and growth within the defense has really been a big improvement.
Hey, the depth that you guys have, how much is that going to help special teams now? Because when you were down to what you were down to, you were running backs down to cover kicks and all these things a year ago.
That's probably maybe the biggest impact, is having all those linebackers that can run and play and can play on special teams will put us in better position, starting position on defense, and then help us, in the return game as well. Just those athletes that can run and hit are always valuable.
Your defense in general, with the base of knowledge that you just referred to, okay, so there's not all that teaching going on. What other things can benefit? You see what I'm saying? Or what other areas might that help? If you don't have to drive home, exactly what they have to be doing every play.
Exactly. Well, yeah, the biggest thing, especially in coverage, is understanding, one, where you want the offense to go with the ball, and then two, where your help is.
Yes.
And that's the understanding that I'm talking about, is when we can dictate where the offense throws the ball, then we're going to be very successful.
Hey, how rare was that, though, to have like 3 or 4 running backs covering kicks and punts last year? Is that something you've been around much in your football days?
No, not really. We've always had a couple guys like that, but never to the magnitude that we did last year. So, but we've never been that thin at linebacker than we were a year ago with all the injuries. So, the depth will help for sure.
So how do you get guys ready to tackle that don't tackle in practice for their regular position?
They actually do tackling drills. So we got a drill with the offensive special teams guys. They go through the same tackling that we put our defensive guys through.